popular demand, by the way. His name is Jared Foster. He is the lead ambassador of the Stockton Successful Thinkers. He came all the way here, and he's going to share with us a lot of good techniques about social media. We tried to do it with a PowerPoint and a screen for him, but unfortunately, with the sun aiming there, we had to reroute our sitting here. It did not work, but I know that he will share a lot of gold nuggets with you. He is the founder and the president of MySocialBlend.com, which some of you know about it and some of you don't, and you'll learn a lot about it today. He's a very successful businessman. He's a father, a great husband. He enjoys a lot of fun with his family. Please, let's all stand up on our feet, give a warm, peninsula welcome to Jared Foster. He's making fun of me, okay.
Jared, with the cameras, the mic.
Oh, I think I'm pretty loud. Can everybody hear me?
Oh yeah.
Louder than me?
You know I like to move around. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
I feel bad for you guys right now. Getting blasted. Well, anyways, I want to thank you very much for having me back here. You know, I've been blessed with successful thinkers by being able to go and help entrepreneurs and business people just like yourself to do whatever we need to do, lock arms, unite, and take control of the economy. Because it's us going out with what we do with our passion in our business to be able to grow and develop whatever we want in our lives. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
So today we're going to talk. What I wanted to do was we were going to go in and kind of talk about certain things about key phrases and social media and stuff like that. And I was going to show you demonstrations. Give you a quick background for those who don't know me. I've been involved with social media for over 5 years. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19 years old. Okay? I've never worked for anybody. I've never had a job. I don't clock into a clock because you can't keep me in an office. It's not going to happen, right? And so I've done a lot of different things in business. It's been in the technology world. Anybody know about fax advertising? Probably seen it. Okay, I was the one that created some of the technology for that. And then we sold it. I was in Southern California. And so as the internet was coming about, I really jumped into the internet. And 5 years ago, I got involved with social media, and I was using LinkedIn. How many people are on LinkedIn? Show of hands. Okay, cool. Awesome. So I started that. Anybody familiar with what a bank guarantee or midterm note is? No, I know. Maybe you. Okay, you're going to raise your hand. So I did that. I started that literally out of my house, my home office, with a couple other partners, and we used LinkedIn to do it, and we were moving international paper from Hong Kong into the U.S. for a few $100 million. So you can't tell me that social media doesn't work. I also think it's very important we always pay attention to who we listen to. There's a lot of people who just got on Facebook, they've got 1,500 friends, and now they're a social media guru. Ask them if they've made money. If they've made money and they're out there and they're doing it, then they're doing it right. Okay? So let me ask you, how many people are on Facebook right now? All right, awesome. So how many people actually believe that they can make money from the internet? That's good. In some places, I don't see hands going up. And that's the first step in being able to be successful online. If you look at, I was talking with a group over here, we were just talking about info commercials, right? Info commercials and commercials that we see today. How many people have TiVo? They record it, or they record their shows, don't even watch the commercials. I barely even watch TV, and if I'm watching TV, it's not live, right? But let me ask you, can I take that commercial and share it to all my friends? On TV? No. That's the power of being able to use video and start using the social media and the internet that it is today. I just did, when we were doing the presentation, I did a search. You can go to, how many people are familiar with Google's keyword? Okay, some of you? Let's do a search on it. You can do Google keyword. And what I want you to do is think about when you're going onto Facebook and social media, really start thinking about video. See, because video, if you structure it right and you go for the low-hanging fruit of key phrases, like I looked up real estate, Foster City. So if you live in Foster City and you're a real estate agent, you probably want those customers, right? So I looked that up, and locally there was 726 searches done every single month under that key phrase. Well, most of the time, people who are doing an SEO, search engine optimization campaign, and they're paying people to do that, they won't actually go after that key phrase. They're going to go after like real estate, Bay Area, right? So if you get those low-hanging fruit and you use a video, and last time I was here, I talked about take the top 10 questions clients ask you about your product and service and do a 1 to 2 minute video answering that question. Then go in and take the top 10 questions clients should be asking you about your business and do a video about those. And put it everywhere. Put it on YouTube, put it on MetaCafe, put it in Facebook, put it in LinkedIn, right? So if you put it in YouTube, guess what you get to do? You put a description. You put the title in, Real Estate Foster City. I'm just using that as an example, right? You put in the description your website, and hey, I specialize in educating people in the real estate in the Foster City area. And then in the key phrases, you put Real Estate Foster City. I did this with Social Media Sacramento, took my video, and in 15 hours I was ranking in the top. 15 hours. Then I take that video and I push it out to all the different social media sites as an educational video. See, none of us on Facebook, we're there because we've got our friends, we like to read all the goofy things, maybe we watch crazy videos, right? We don't want you to advertise to us. Alright? We don't want you to. And so what happened was, I turned around and I started managing all these different social media sites. If you're just doing Facebook, go set up the other accounts. And that's why I invented the system that I have today, which is absolutely free to everybody, and this is what I talk about, being able to use Successful Thinkers as a tool to build your brand. And I have a website called mysocialblend.com. It's a management system for your social media. It's free. You can get on there and post. You can set, if you don't have a Twitter account or a LinkedIn account, it'll literally walk you through and help you set those up. Now, mysocialblend.com. Yep, like blended margaritas. I knew we would get that one on a Friday, right? And so what we've designed is the capability of being able to go in there and actually post out all your photos, your videos that I'm talking about, right? Your links, your say come read my blog, whatever it is, you can post out to all the social media sites. Let me ask you a question. How many people on Facebook have groups that they're a part of, right? Do you get to see all of the conversations and interact with every one of those groups on Facebook? No, right? Because there's too much information, right?
Yep.
So in the My Social Blend, you can actually go in and post to all your groups at one time. You guys like that? Pretty easy. Now don't spam. This isn't, I'm not giving you a gun so you can go shoot a whole mess of people, right? Okay? Do education. Invite people. Use Successful Thinkers. How many people here are on successfulthinkers.com? Okay, a few of you. Successfulthinkers.com. Okay? Successfulthinkers.com networks you with every Successful Thinker chapter and entrepreneur across the entire nation, and now we're in the Philippines. There's a community on there. There's an area that says media. It has all the videos that are being shot for Successful Thinkers. Use that as content to build your brand. You can grab those videos and say, hey, I was at Successful Thinkers, it was awesome, check this out, and put that out on your wall. For an example, I'm doing what I call as a mastermind. I'm doing a mastermind in the Central Valley. You may have seen it, some of you may have gotten the invite, the Successful Thinker Mastermind. I set that up on Wednesday afternoon, and within a very, very short time, the next morning I wake up, I had 27 people who confirmed to be there. I went through the news feed, and because I teach everybody, grab that stuff and post it out on your wall because it brands you. There was 20, 30 people just posting it out everywhere. Wouldn't you love that? That's your business, your brand? See, that's the real secret to social media. It's about me and him building a relationship online where he's going to turn around and post things about me and I'm going to post things about him. If you go and you hook up with me today, Jared Foster, on Facebook, you're going to see Elias is creating these videos, Ron is creating these videos. Guess what? I won't have to post for a week because these guys are going to do it for me. They're going to tag me on everything, right? So you learn how to do that, get involved with that, and get on in front of these cameras when you're here, and use Successful Thinkers as a way to get your brand out there. Build more relationship. So for an example, let me ask you just real quick. So who's on Twitter? All right. So let's go back to Facebook. So some of you are on there, and that's why we created this system, because I was just like you. I was like, dude, I can't manage all these sites, right? I'm like, I'm going to sit in front of the computer for 2.5 hours, and I'm sorry, but I like to spend time with the family and go play golf, right? And so that's why we created the scheduling feature in there. So I invite you to go to the website. There's videos that tell you how to use it, okay? But use that to invite people here. See, because here's the power of what we've got here, folks. See, everything I've ever done, when I was very young, getting into business, the first thing I did was I went out and got change out of my couch and went and found a CEO that I thought had some interesting information that I could use and learn from so I could grow my business. And I would before I was getting into business, I would take them out to lunch and I would interview them. I would build relationships with them. I would get to know them. And because of that, that's led me into all the things that I've been blessed with in my life up to now. And that's because I took the time to get and build a relationship. And right now, I've been blessed to talk to some major companies. I'm working with the NFL. I'm talking with Dale Earnhardt. I'm working with, starting to negotiate with PlayStation. Right here in your own backyard. Do you think I cold called that? No. It's because I built a relationship like with Mike. And he says, you got to talk to this person. I have 4,100 friends just on my personal Facebook. Over 85% of those people I have sat down and I know. That's the power. You have to go and look at it as what we do here in Successful Thinkers. You got to do the same thing online. Do the same thing. Because your database of people on Facebook, what are they? They're people. Trick question. They're people. So if there's somebody in your Facebook that you want to get to know, bring them here. Right? Because if they know that you are doing something to help move their business first, do you think they're going to want to come back and build a relationship with you?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, because we're kind of mixing some things up, I want to just give you my background. I've been in social media for quite some time, internet marketing, everything that has to do that. I've gone from, from working with companies that doing SEO campaigns and branding themselves to now I've created a program where, I hope I don't upset anybody in here, but I've created a program where you'll never have to pay for SEO again. You're actually going to make money and get your brand out to millions and millions of people. Because I went, this is ridiculous. We're on social media. We're building relationships with people. Let's build relationships with people. Reward that. And now we're actually starting to pay people for your friends that you bring in. Because think about Facebook. Facebook loves you guys. They love you, right? How many people have a fan page or a business page? Okay. Question. Are they paying you for the advertising they're putting on your page?
No.
Did they pay you for the users that you're bringing into Facebook? Well, we've designed a system where we are doing exactly that, and it brands you first. That is, start looking, that's the new way. It's building, it's the intention and building relationships on social media. So here's, that's going to be on Social Blend, yes. So here's what I want to do. This is your meeting. I want to open it up to questions. Because usually I'll come up here and do the presentation and teach you guys. I want to open it up to questions. You guys are on Facebook, you're on social media. What are you guys running up against? What do you want to know? Maybe some of the things you've done. Mike. So Google Plus, basically Google Plus has come out to, compete with Facebook. What their big target right now is they're trying to break off from the privacy stuff that Facebook has had some issues, right? So, some of us, we do business, and at nighttime we party, right? And so companies have been able to go into people's Facebook account, and you call in on Monday and you're sick, and they're like, oh, and so they go look at your Facebook and go, wow, you were tearing it up at the club, right? So what's happening is they've created what is called circles. And circles are on there where I can have my associates and people that I do business with in a group, and all the people that I go play beer pong with are in another group. Okay? the nice thing about Google Plus, I'm diving into it, getting to know it a little bit more. You know, it's Google's way because Facebook and Google have kind of gone against each other a little bit. And so there's a lot of new features, privacy. They're mainly going on the privacy world on that. Don't want to drop the soup. That would be bad. So I've got it. It's pretty cool. I haven't dived too much into it, but we are going to create, you know, connection to My Social Blend with it because they were one of the fastest social media company to get to 25 million in a very short time. Yes.
Question, Jared. Okay, for that exact reason, you got your beer pong buddies. That's crazy. My Facebook.
Okay.
You got your beer pong buddies. Mainly, my Facebook has always been with those buddies.
Got it.
So when
We know where we're parting now.
so when you have it like that, and then you're trying to do business,
Yeah.
some of the stuff posted probably wouldn't want to have shown in business. So would you suggest having a separate page for that specifically as far as business?
So everybody got his question. You know, basically you got your personal page, and then should you have your business page? So even though you have your business page, what's it connected to?
Your personal page.
Your personal page. All right. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Delta guy. I'm out on the boats. I'm having a good time. I am very, very careful with what is put on my Facebook. My personal page is about me building relationships with people. It's not designed for me to put up everything in my entire life that everybody needs to know every 24 hours a day. Yes, I do recommend that you do have a business page because there's a lot more on the back end that you can do with a business page than you can do with your personal page. Like you can look at statistics, right? You can look at where people are coming from. You're able to communicate with them a little bit different, okay? Nowadays you can customize it. I'll tell you right now that if you have a website, I would highly recommend that you consult with a company that can take your website and design it in your Facebook business page. The reason why is that if I'm a Facebook person, I'm in social media, I don't want to be linked out to your website. I want to do business within Facebook. And so you're seeing a lot of the major companies now. And it doesn't cost that much. There's a lot of companies. You probably have somebody who knows web design. Okay, they can go in and do this, right? It'll also help you with the branding and everything on that. You know, with getting people to like the page. But with that being said, so what you guys are doing one-on-ones, get to know people, right? So with that being said, I would duplicate what your website does in Facebook. So that way, now you've got multiple ways to meet people in their comfort level to educate them about your product and service. You have a question? Oh, okay. I'm being controlled by the soup. What other questions? Come on.
What's a good way to use Twitter for your business?
Great question. So Twitter is used to get quick messages out. When I've used Twitter in the past, when I was doing business overseas, is to get people to come to something else. So let me explain that. So if I'm doing a video, like I'm putting together the 10 videos that I mentioned before, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, come check out this educational series, click here. Or how many people, anybody writing blogs? Okay, Twitter is designed to get people to come read your blog. For those who are writing your blogs, do you have your blog embedded into your website? If you don't, do it. See, because Google is using what is called trust ranking. What that means is that, is your information being duplicated in multiple places? And when they're looking at your website, they look at your website and say, hey, is there fresh content and things going on here? Or is it just a glorified brochure? Most of us have had a glorified brochure. But if you put in your blog and integrate it into your site and you're always updating that and people are coming to that, right, and they're reading your blog, what are you creating on your website?
Fresh content.
Activity, right? So that then, because you got to understand, Google's a business, right? What they want to do is provide the best service possible to make sure that when you're on Google and you're looking to get educated about something, not be sold, right? Educated about something, they want to make sure they put the best content in front of their clients. Does that make sense? And so when you're doing that on your website, you've got people that are actually going in and interacting with your site. That becomes a very strong play for you on the search engines. What other questions?
Just to clarify, if you're in business,
I
you
can't
would
get to you.
okay. Now, if you promote your business, you would recommend to connect your business community to your business page and never to your personal page.
Wait, say that again.
To connect with friends on Facebook,
Okay.
you would connect with them on your fan page and not on your personal page.
So if you're using your business page for business and the people that you want to connect with are people you've built relationships that you want to talk business with, then you want to connect them to your fan page. Now me, I'm a little bit different because I'm the type of person, I want to build a relationship with you online. I'm not going to sit here and spiel my business to you. Now I do have my page that goes through and gives you educational information about what my company is. But if I'm going to want to build a relationship with you, I'm on my personal page talking to you. That's why I've got 4,100 people. Now, there comes a time where you reach your cap. I'm getting really close to that. I can only go to 5,000 people on my personal page. Okay? Then at that point, I'm going to make another page, basically a fan page or a page, but it's going to look like my personal page because I want to build a relationship with you. So it may have a bio and who I am and all this other stuff, right? But it's another way that, hey, I just went over my limit and I still want to build relationships with people. See, because people don't buy from a logo, guys. They buy from you, right? So you want to build that relationship. Yes.
I have a question. We started the Facebook with no knowledge at all, so we did a lot of mistakes. Now I have a few hundreds of people, but a lot of junk. How do you clean up your personal page so that you feel comfortable inviting people that are in the business world and might do business with you in the future? So we're in the relationship building phase. So I don't want to necessarily send them to my business page, but I don't want them to be exposed to all the junk that is in my personal page.
Okay, so the way I understand this question, let me make sure I got this right for those who couldn't hear her, is that you guys started with your business page. Is that what you're saying? So you started with your business page.
No. I'm saying that I have a personal page that's a big mess.
Okay, so the personal page is a big mess, and then so most everybody that's on that page, you really don't want to have a relationship with or do anything with.
No. I want to clean it up before I invite more people, and because I don't feel comfortable the way my personal, Facebook account look like. I don't do a lot of things with it.
Okay, so are you saying that it's the photos within that?
It's my kids and their friends and things that they send to each other and
Okay.
a lot of
Jokes and stuff like
Okay, so all the dirty jokes and stuff like that. So if you guys go on your
I wanna know
profile
that.
page, and they kind of changed it a little bit, but there'll be if you stroll over to wherever that post is, right? Now, if it's old stuff and it's dropped down, it's like you got to load it and load it and load it. I wouldn't care about it. Just let it go, because most of the time people aren't going to go. It's just like Google. How many people actually go to the third page? None of us, right? So if it's really old stuff, right? Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to see it. Okay. If it's fresh stuff, you can actually go in when people are posting crazy stuff or Farmville and all this other stuff, and you can actually go in and delete it. There will be a little X. You can delete that post. It's out of there. Okay. Also, too, is that if you go into your account, like you go edit your personal account, you can actually go through there and block all that Farmville, Mafia War. That's what I did, because I'm like, I don't play any of that. I'm not into it. Some of you maybe, that's great, have fun, play with your grandkids, all that kind of stuff, right? But I just turned around and I block it all. So no matter if they keep posting it out, it just won't show up. Now, if you've got people who have become friends with you and now they become stalkers, go into your friend area, on the tab it says friends, right? Find that person, click on them, and at the very bottom on the left-hand side it says unlike. And just go and unlike them. I've had some people that I've had to unlike.
What do they see?
My friend.
What do they see?
They see nothing.
Nothing. No.
They don't even know.
They don't even know. So,
Unless they try.
So if it's your mother and you want to unlike her, you won't know. I'm kidding.
I have a quick question with Facebook. I get pretty upset when someone I don't know tagged me with their product on my page.
Yeah.
That's not
It's not acceptable at all. My rule is this. I have 4,100 friends that I know, and they're friends. They're people I do business with. That's my network. If I don't have a relationship with you, you do not post on my wall. So what happens is I'll just turn around and I'll delete it, and then I'll go into their site, send them a message, and say, please do not. We haven't built a relationship yet. Please do not advertise on my wall. Okay? And sometimes I'll even put it on my wall. Hey, I invite people that I have relationships to put their events on my wall, but I don't let you even advertise on my wall. Because it's social media. Means social. Now, if you're providing educational information, then yes, that's fine. If you're trying to sell me your product or your network marketing company or whatever it is, no. You know, that's not what it's designed to do.
Maybe a clarification is that there is a wall, which when people look at your wall, it's not everything you personally see. You see a lot more things on your own personal when you go to your homepage in Facebook than they see, because you see their stuff because they're friends. And so a lot of cleanup, I think people don't have to take anything off their wall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true, because they're not going to see. So the question, basically what he's saying is that when you're talking about the cleanup part of it, most of the time you're going to see more that's on your wall. People that are just networking with you, they're not going to see that unless they actually click in and go into your wall and they start like reading about you and all that kind of stuff. But if it's older stuff, it's where it says older post, that's going to be gone. So most likely nobody's even going to go to that part. So, but like photos, people that are tagging you on the photos and everything, just go in the photos and you'll see where it brings up all the photos. Right off to the left-hand side, there'll be delete. So just delete it. If somebody's tagging you on photos you don't want to be tagged on, it'll say remove tag. Yeah, so you can remove tag. Now, also too, if somebody keeps pounding your wall or keep tagging you on stuff, so if they keep putting stuff on your wall and they're they're not respecting your wishes, you can actually go in and it'll drop down and says report them as spam. And they're getting a nice little note that says you need to quit. Because now they're on Facebook's radar. And Facebook will shut you down. They will shut you down.
So I'm not gonna, because I got on Social Blend last week.
Okay.
And there are some things about it that I really like better than TweetDeck or Hootsuite. You can do some things on there that you can't do otherwise. But my question to you is, when you post once and then it goes to all your groups, like the other day I saw like 10 posts from you as I'm connected to you on your personal account. So how do you not have that happen?
That's Facebook. So Facebook, what happens is when you post into the group...
You're not the only one. Anthony Robbins is guilty.
Yes.
Worse.
Yeah.
Worse.
It's not us as the people doing it. It's how Facebook puts it on the feed. So, every time you do anything, you sneeze, you walk down the thing, Facebook says, you talked to this person, you did this, you did that, right? And so what happens is that when you're posting, obviously, to multiple groups, and that's what I'm doing inspiration messages or whatever I'm doing, or inviting people to Successful Thinkers, it's posting it to all the groups. So Facebook goes, oh, okay, you just communicate all those groups, and then it goes into the feed and goes like that. And there's just nothing we can do about it. This is how Facebook has it set up, and it'll eventually go away. And so, but that's just how Facebook works. What else? What else? This is good. Good stuff. We're doing that now. Okay, good. Good.
Not
In
as
LinkedIn.
effectively as I'd like to.
The other part in LinkedIn is how many people are using groups within LinkedIn. Okay, so groups are huge. I also use LinkedIn as a good way that if I want to go and find people that I want to communicate to in a company, I'll actually go up and where it says people, create the drop down, type in the category of a company I want to talk to, and then what happens is it brings up a list of all these businesses, right? Well, then I can go in there and click on there, and I can learn who's the CEO, how many employees do they have, how many employees are on LinkedIn. So I can actually pull data anytime I'm walking in to go meet with a client right off of LinkedIn. And so when you're going in, whatever you do, and if you're able to pull that information off of a client, how huge is that? Look, companies, I know some of us probably in here have spent millions of dollars on leads just to get that information, and free on LinkedIn. You know, the groups are about discussions. That's how I was getting all the contracts and everything in, was through LinkedIn. I would build a relationship through those groups. I would send out and say, hey, you know, this is the I was in dialogue into these groups. I'm looking for this. Just like a BNI meeting. Or when you go and you're doing a chamber meeting, or you're here at Successful Thinkers. You know, when you're building a relationship and you've done that, it's going to be, what can I do to help move your business? What is it that you're looking for? Well, you can do the same conversation online. And that's how you grow your network. Then people see you in the groups, and then they want to come and they want to network with you directly and create a relationship. And so what happens is that you build your LinkedIn direct connects that also connects you to their friends and so on. And so if you're familiar with LinkedIn, it shows 3 generations, right? So right now I'm up to over 10 million plus people that I can communicate to. Go ahead.
What was the criterion, or what is the criterion of a premium account on LinkedIn?
You know, I don't know. I'm not on a premium account. I think you can do more emails. What is
no,
the
but not yourself.
Criteria of a premium account?
Not yourself, like spending more money on the account, but like LinkedIn upgraded my account to a premium account, and I don't know what the criterion was based on that it.
So usually the premium accounts, you have to pay for it. It's not free.
Yeah.
Right.
What it allows you is to go in and send an email directly to a person, even you are not connected to them. And they give you X amount of free emails that you could send to a person per month.
Right, but there's now like some extra, I don't know, there's some gold little icon or something.
For job seekers and so on.
Interesting. I don't know, because it just like bumped up my account to some other thing that I had no idea what the criteria
Without
was.
paying? And you're not paying for
Well, I know I've always paid for it. I always paid the $20 a month for it, but
The amount of leads that you have, it could be how much communication you did.
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's because you're actually paying for the premium. So there's probably, when they come up with like different updates, or and the other thing too is that as you build your network, then sometimes what happens is you become what is called an influencer.
Okay.
Okay, and
That's
so that could be a possibility.
So I don't know, because now I've got like over 500 connections.
Right.
And, you know, so many recommendations and
Yeah.
so many groups and things like that. I didn't know if that was the. I don't know.
So that could be possibly. So she's saying that, you know, her LinkedIn account got bumped up. She actually pays to be a premium member with LinkedIn. But what happens in certain periods, like if you, anybody heard of Clout Rating? KLOUT. Okay, so if you actually go in there, it's free. It'll connect to your Facebook, and then you can connect it to all your different social media sites. And what it does is it says, where do you rate as an as somebody who's influenced online? And it rates you from 1 to 100. So like right now, just on my Facebook, I'm a 46. And so that means that I'm considered what they call as a networker on the internet, right? And so, go figure, huh? And so what happens is I can actually look at you guys, and I can go, okay, who am I helping influence? And it'll say, oh, well, I'm helping influence Bob by 8. And so it's a free service. Check it out. It's just fun to kind of look and say, oh, well, where do I stand on the internet? Like I've been able to do research. I find out my name populates, like just my name populates like 60,000 times. It's crazy. Yeah.
So, on Social Blend right now, what can you do different that, I mean, on TweetDeck, there's a few little features right now, but what else can I do? I mean, you talked to Jenny and Teresa last week.
Yeah.
You were talking about your friends and connection and meeting all that stuff, so I still couldn't quite understand on there what I could do more than what I can already do.
So what the question is Ann was there when I talked at another event, and I actually talked about my social blend and went through some of the things that were coming up. So right now, as a system, as a dashboard system, it's going to allow you to be able to read all the conversations, interact, you can retweet, you can share the status, you're able to post, so on and so forth. What she's talking about is is some new. I'm going to leave it at this because, again, how we do here at Successful Thinkers, I don't want to go into that because I'm here for you guys. But we've got some things that are coming on where I alluded to a little bit earlier, where we're going to be able to pay you for your network, and that drives more traffic to your brand and so on and so forth. But that's a great question, but that's not what we're really here for. But thank you. Thank you.
I have a question about LinkedIn. Is there a way to pull out people from like a certain geographic area? Because I haven't been able to how to figure that out. Like if I want to go to a state, like New York or something.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that?
So the question is how do I pull people? Hi, how you doing? Is how do I pull? Here's the new internet wave right there. I'll tell you that. My 6-year-old can work my iPhone in ways that I can't even find things. She'd hacked into NASA or something. I don't know. But so the question is how do I go into my LinkedIn and actually be able to geo-target? Is what it's really called. Geo-target certain people and so on and so forth. So if you actually go into your where it says contacts. You go down into your network status.
Okay.
You can actually go in there and start searching for either people that you want to communicate to within your area, and it'll actually ask you city, state, all that kind of stuff. It'll also give you a chart. It'll say that, hey, you're networking, 74% of people that you're networking is real estate people or marketing people. And you can actually click on that and go in and see that database and then be able to create dialogue to build, more relationships with it.
Wow.
And so you can go in there. Facebook does the same thing. So when you put it in Facebook, right, it drops off that window. Have you guys seen that? And you can type in. So if you go into where you're looking for friends, right, where it says you may know all these people. Well, if you hit see all, it'll create this site. Basically, what's the word I'm trying to come up with? Streamline your search. And so I could pick Bob and go, well, I want to look at Bob's friends and see who he's connected to see if there's anybody else I need to know. You can actually type in, like, Successful Thinkers. It'll bring up anybody that's involved with Successful Thinkers on Facebook. You can bring in your city, Stockton, right? Like, I'm from Huntington Beach. So I typed in Huntington Beach and I wanted to see, hey, is there any people from Huntington Beach that I know that I can hit up and say, hey, what's up? I'm coming down. And so you can actually narrow those search down pretty good.
What about specifics like students, job seekers, people like posting things like I need a job or I'm unemployed? Where could you search for those people if need be?
You can't, but you can hire. There are. It's called repetition management, and there are companies that can do that. Their job is, I do have a little bit of repetition management that people are watching what is being said and talked about and so on and so forth. So with that being said, you can do that. Now, we do have a feature within My Social Blend that's called our Power Search at the top. And you can actually, it'll pull key phrases. So you could say job seekers in there. And it'll search across all the social media networks, even if you're not friends with them, and find people that may be talking about that they're seeking a job. So we're actually taking that component, and we're going to be working with some international security stuff, Amber Alert, because one of the things is how many people have kids here, right? How many people actually know their password and username to all their social media sites? So some do, some don't. Okay, most of the time they don't. So your kid gets abducted. The first type of intel we want to get is who are they talking to on social media. So I have the ability to go in and grab that on a closed circuit information and then cross-reference it with all kinds of crazy stuff. So that might help you. That tool might help you kind of narrow down if you're looking for those type of people and so on and so forth. And then in LinkedIn though, you can also you can look at jobs and see people that are seeking jobs and stuff like that too. So you can do that. How much time do I have? Am I getting close? Okay. You want to shut me down? Am I done? Okay. 2 more minutes. Okay. Yes, Ron.
Jared, do you have any suggestions on how you can manage your social media in 30 to 60 minutes a day instead of getting sucked in for hours and hours?
That's your call, man. That's your call.
That would be My Social Blend, and that would be setting it up.
That's your call to decide what you want to do for your own personal journey, right?
Well, no, I've heard different strategies, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, you want to be able to, I always set a time that says I'm going to spend X amount on social media. Well, a couple of things you want to do is, if you want to get in there, frequency on social media is the biggest thing. So because there's so much information going on, right? So if you guys are seeing your feed, it's just so much information. So frequency could be go in and retweet somebody else's post you like. So hit retweet. right? Go in and maybe share somebody else's video or information. It's still branding you. Go grab all of the stuff from Successful Thinkers and just send it out, right? And then I'll answer your question in just a second. And then the other thing, you know, I was doing the same thing, and what I want to do is make sure I try to put out inspiration, motivation type of content that goes out. And what I'll do is I go into my social blend, I'll actually schedule that, and it'll go out through the entire week for me. Also, invite people here. Go into the invite of, you know, your Foster City chapter, and grab the link, copy and paste it, and say, hey, we're really excited to be here. Come check out what we're doing to help businesses, whatever it is, and program that all the way up till Friday. And it'll go out while you're out doing whatever you're doing. And so, again, streamlining your life that way. One more question, and I know we're done.
That was my question. So social media, just having, like if you're out for the weekend or you want to spend 15 minutes to set up posts as if you were present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there other sites that do that as well? Or do we need them?
I'm not really sure on all the different sites that actually do the scheduling. I know we put that in our, I think Hootsuite might do it. Hootsuite might do that too. But yeah, we scheduled it in so you can compound and you can pick which ones you want to go out or not go out. So if you've got things you want to go out to Facebook, great. If you want to go out to all of them, you can. Also. Yes. So her question is, if I'm doing a spiritual message every single day, can I set up a campaign for it to go out every day? Yes, you can. You absolutely can. So as many as you want. As many as you want. So anyways, I want to take this time. I hope that was helpful. I'm sorry we didn't have the projector, but you know, really take what we're doing here with Successful Thinkers and understand the power of what we got here. You know, for those who are new, yes, it's going to be a unique way. You know, my background is that I've been in chambers. I love chambers, and you're going in there, and if you learn how we build relationships, and you're taking those to the mixers and your BNIs and your Rotaries, all very phenomenal groups that I support. But when you can learn how to build that relationship first, going, hey, Bill, what do? You know, is automatically you're trying to advertise, right? Because some people don't really care what you do, they just want an excuse to talk about themselves. Right? So my thing is, Bill, where do you live? What do you do? Do you have children? Right? What do you like to do? Oh, I like to fish, or I like to do whatever it is, right? Well, I like to fish. That's awesome. Now we're creating a bond, and I guarantee you, watch the body language of somebody. When you go in and you go, hey, what's your business, what do you do? Their shoulders go up, and they're in this, I'm a salesperson and let's get it done, right? But if you start asking about their personal life, their shoulders come down, they're like, hey, we gotta go have some coffee. Oh, you love Thai food? I got this perfect place, let's go have lunch. So that's the big thing that we're doing here, is being able to help people build relationships with entrepreneurs that are like-minded, with integrity, across the entire world at this point, because we're moving into the Philippines. Thank you very much for having me here.